Good morning. I'm PolarizedMoon, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. I have a list here of the rest of the endings that I haven't gotten. So I will try to finish those off, or at least I think these are the ones I haven't gotten. So might as well start. First off, I'm going to do the Serious Room ending, which includes using console cheats. So SV underscore cheats 1. Yeah, here we go.
Stanley, this is me being serious. In fact, this is my serious room. It's where I come to be serious. That table is the most serious table I could find. I looked at many tables, hundreds of tables. It's possible I looked at over 1,000 tables. I honestly don't know. The specific number isn't as important as the understanding that of all tables I looked at, this one is the most serious. I relate this story to impress upon you the extent to which this is the most serious room I have, which is why I've brought you here. You just tried to activate server cheats, which of course runs the risk of breaking the entire game. You've got no respect for the strict order of scripted narrative events, and I just can't have that. It's time to get serious, Stanley. No jokes, no games. Outside of this room, I might be more tolerant of those things, but now we're in the room. Which is why I'm subjecting you to the most serious punishment I can think of. 100 billion trillion years standing here in the serious room. Perhaps after that, we can talk about the severity of your actions and whether you've learned anything. But until then, serious room, go.
Okay, serious room. I like it. This table actually just kind of looks like a door or a plywood something or other. Does it have words written on it right there? It looks like there's... It kind of looks like there's words in the middle. There's like A-Y or A-A-N or something. Or H-V. I don't know. So, is there anything else? Is that the same texture? That's pretty darn close. You gonna let me out? Okay, so... Here we go. And then if I do it again... SV... Cheats... 1. Yeah, I do it again.
Did we not have the talk? Are we not in the serious room this very moment? Did I not tell you how many tables I looked through? I'm going to be conservative and say it was somewhere in the tens of thousands of tables. Any reasonable person would say I spent an absurd amount of time doing nothing but looking at tables, and I genuinely considered each one too. I took a hell of a lot of notes. I kept the notes in a different room. That room is less serious than this one. It's more of a...
Oh, yeah.
A notes room. Again, the point of this story is to convey how serious I feel this cheating issue is. And I'm sure you'll agree with me once you've fulfilled your new punishment. Infinity years in the serious room. I generally have trouble reading human emotions, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're devastated by this crippling new punishment. As well you should be.
Not really.
It's the most serious I could think of.
Infinity years.
Can you get more serious than that? No, you can't. Don't try.
Is that it? Infinity years. Let's do this one more time. SV underscore cheats 1.
Still no effect. The problem is clearly the serious room. It isn't serious enough. That's on me, Stanley. I apologize. I'm going to the store to look through more tables. Hopefully I find one that conveys how wrong what you're doing is. Now, where did I put those notes?
They're in the notes room. Is that it? Is that everything we can do here? I think you can only do it 3 times and then it doesn't do anything else afterwards. Well, that was fun. Serious room. Let's begin the game again. So now, I have that one done. I'm going to cross it off my list. Done. So now I am going to, let's see. I have 5 more left, but there's one of them not going to do because it takes 4 hours. the art ending. Okay, so I can close the door.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision?
Yeah.
What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me.
Yeah.
Nothing will break me.
Yeah, let's wait.
In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy.
And safe. Happy and
Stanley
safe.
waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday,
it's been
they would arrive.
a minute?
Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh, of course. It's always closer. Ooh. Is that the end? That was short. Alright. So, there's another way you can die from falling off of that moving lift thing.
All of his co-workers
But first,
were gone.
I'm going
What could it mean?
to...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley
One of these
looked,
I need to click a
he
button on.
couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This one. Okay. So I apparently almost got that last time. That leads to
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was
What do
not
you
the
call
correct
it?
way
The
to the
heaven
meeting
ending.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
Okay.
he wanted to stop by
Yes,
the
I know it's
employee lounge
perfectly well.
first, just to admire it.
No, not really.
Yes,
I'm going
truly
past
a
this.
room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I didn't. I came out this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So I have to go up here.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've
And
gotten off
then
on the wrong foot
I have to
here.
deliberately
I'm not your
get on the
enemy,
catwalk
really, I'm
and
not.
then fall off.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult,
So then if
but the
I
fact is that
land-
the
what, do I have
story
to
has
land on
been
the
about nothing but
bars there?
you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Let's try that.
Someone... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? But in his eagerness to prove that he
now
is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley.
Whoops.
Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I am very powerful. Thank you very much. All right. Now I have... There's a window that you can go through, but I don't know which window it is. We'll find out. I know it's
All
one
of
of
his
these you can
co-workers
get up
were
on top
gone.
of.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so I'm gonna click this one first. And then it has to be, it's gotta be these ones out here. It's one of these white ones.
No matter how hard Stanley
there's a way
looked,
to
he couldn't find a trace of his
up.
co-workers.
So there's a way to get up out this window here? How... Oh, there we go. Now how do I... Can I do that over here too? How did I do that? How did I do that? I got up here somehow. Let me up. Oh. Oh, how do I... Can I not... Can I do that over this one? Can I get up? No, so I have to take like a running start here. How do I get through here? It's gotta be this one. Let me up through the door. Let me get up. Up. Okay, so there's gotta be a way to get over this here. Go. Fast. Let me try this one more time. And speed run. Oh, that didn't work. How come it only works sometimes? Is there a very specific place that you have to get up onto? Get up onto that thing? And... Oh. Well, there it's kind of working. Because this was... I could kind of climb onto these before in that one ending with the broken everything. Okay, well, either way, I am going to do the... I'm going to go do all the buttons. Yeah, let's try that. All the buttons. And get the button ending. So now I go to the boss's office. That's where the next button was.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes, I did. I missed a memo. I'm gonna go to the boss's office and find out what it was. And then click the button on his computer.
When Stanley came to a set of
Because we all know that if you're
he
going
entered
through your
the door
boss's
on his
computer,
left.
it's probably a very good thing for your career. Don't do that. Don't take my advice.
Yet there was not a
advice
single
is
person
bad.
here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes, I did. And I went into my boss's office, and I clicked his computer.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
Wait,
unraveled,
what?
Stanley wondered in
There's no
disbelief.
Was it the one in the secretary's office? I should have checked that first. I went right by it. Do I have to redo those
All
buttons?
of his co-workers were gone.
Is that a
What
thing
could
that I
it
have to
mean?
do? Let me check.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It was... Which one was it? No, I can still do it. Okay. Because 419 there was the first one. Okay, so let's do this correctly this time. And click the right button. And not... What the...
When Stanley came
That
to
was
a set
different.
of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, I did. That hallway was longer than it was usually, I think, right?
Yet there was not a single person
know.
here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wait, how is there a window there, but a room above it? Okay, so it has to be the secretary's computer here. Yeah. There we go. And then I begin again, and it's in room, or it's 434. Not room 434. It's cubicle 434. Yeah. Alright. Let's get this over with.
All of his co-workers
And then I'm gonna have to
were
figure out
gone.
how to...
What could it mean?
So then it's...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
430.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed
This
a
one.
memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Can
Stanley
I click
went
it?
around touching every
please?
little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I'm trying to click this one. Is this chair like broken for me? Why isn't it? It's not letting me do anything here. Awaiting input. I'm inputting. I'm putting in. Why won't you let me? Why isn't it not? Why is it a thing that's not letting me do? Is this broken now? Oh, I got it. Can I get out the window now? Let me try that. I gotta go. Okay, I got the input there. Let me try to get up this again. There's got to be a special spot that I can like hop over Either way. Let's begin again, and then I get the one in my office. And then we'll find out what that is all about. Something to do with buttons, but I'm not quite sure. Haha! I did it! Oh! Ooh, what do we have here? Welcome, Stanley, to Heave. It's just a big room full of buttons. Yeah, let's press buttons. That's probably very hard on your face. Oh, the opera is singing buttons. Buttons. It's like a mantra for buttons. I doubt there's anything that happens if I press all these. Okay, so now I just have to try to get out that window. Maybe, if that's a thing that I can end up doing. If not, yeah, there's not much left for me to do in this game, other than try to get the achievements, which one of the achievements is not play the game for 5 years.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I decided to go out the window. Ah, my nose is itchy. It's very professional. Do I have to, like, do this in a specific way? How do I will be right back. I'm gonna look this up. I figured it out. You just gotta crouch. I forgot that crouching was a thing. So then I jump out here.
At first, Stanley
I'm outside the game map.
The map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now.
I like it.
What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Are you sick of this gag?
Then
no.
In that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time.
Yeah.
What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
So, can I click yes now? No, I actually have to go back. I actually have to go back and restart to get back out there. I want to hear what he says in the other one now. I was going to do it anyway, but I'm not doing this because you told me to, or because you said the thing. I'm doing this because it was my decision.
How wonderful.
My ideas.
Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
But I jumped out the window.
Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think?
Yes, I did.
Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well,
Okay,
I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then.
Nope.
Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Okay. That's nice music.
Once was a man named Stanley, who people considered
sing a song.
so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons.
What?
He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all
I went to
in a
button heaven.
meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too
this is
will become quite unbearable.
Oh my gosh. Is that it? Oh, more music. Do 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 do. This is by far the better choice because you get to listen to music in your ear holes with singing. And is it just gonna continue on with the music? Well, that's about all the time I've got for this episode. I am not doing the art ending. I might do it on my own time to see what it is. But I'm not recording that. It'll take 4 hours. I'm not gonna. I mean, I don't want to sit and then edit down 4 hours worth of content for a couple minute gag. Who knows? I might come back and do that later. But yeah, this game was fantastic. Let's go back to the beginning so we can look at something other than a white room with the windows. So yeah, this game is fantastic. This is one of the best games I've played on my channel. This is probably my favorite game on the channel right now. But this is the end. There's no more left for me to do in this game other than, I don't know, just a couple little things here and there, which I don't think there's enough structure for another whole episode on it. Leave a comment in the comment section about what games you'd like to see me play in the future. Yeah, that's about all the time I got for today. Like and favorite, like the episode, subscribe if you liked me. Good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Something exciting,
Okay.
mysterious.
Sure.
This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Alright, I'll go along with you here. We'll wander in this direction, see what we can find.
This is it.